Hi everyone, just wanted to make a quick video on the melee method my friend Hoku and I have been doing. After day one of us trying the mage method people were doing, we felt like surely there was something better than this, and this is what we landed on. Really quickly, I'll just walk through how we're approaching the boss without going too in depth with the base mechanics. This is the gear setup that both of us have been bringing. We've been actively making tweaks to it, so take it with a grain of salt as this is very early on in the boss's life cycle. But for now, this is what we have liked using the most. Just an FYI, I'm using the ether runes to save an inventory space. These are expensive, so if you really don't want it, that's totally fine. With a Purging staff equipped, we start by casting Mark of Darkness, Word of Arceus, Thralls, and Death Charge. Person 1 in this case is me. I open after starting the fight with a Horn Spec to guarantee my partner's Elder Maul. I then follow that up with a guaranteed Emberlight spec also from the Horn. With our remaining spec, Player 2 will use their Horn special, and we will both Abbey Dagger spec to use all of our remaining special attack. The reason why we're using an Abbey Dagger and not something like Claws is because Claws just don't work with the Horn. But the Abbey Dagger benefits from the Horn's guaranteed spec because of how it rolls its damage. We tested this at Tecton, and if we do hit with the Claws, it's not because of the guaranteed hit effect, we are just landing the accuracy check required. With melee gear equipped, Yama will always try to stay in melee range of the person that has tank, so you can path him around the room to be near the pentagrams to avoid the special attacks. In melee range, Yama will prioritize meleeing the player with occasional major range attacks. Think of standing melee distance in P2 Wardens with a greater emphasis on him meleeing over range and maging. After each phase of Yama, you'll be teleported to a small agility path. You can move each tick to get across, avoiding the fireballs as you move. You're able to get your first mage hit on the demon while you're still on the stones to save some time, and then each hit you switch styles between melee and mage, avoiding the flame skulls he throws. If you step under the demon when he throws the skull, he will damage himself, speeding up this phase as well. Death Charge procs on Yama's orb special attack as well as the demon, so make sure you have it up. When we are teleported back to Yama, one person will Horn spec and the other one does an Abbey Dagger spec. Other than that, we approach phase 1 and phase 2 similarly, pathing a Yama towards where we need to stand to avoid his special attacks. On the final phase when you're in melee distance, all of the flame area attacks are negated, and he never swaps attack styles so you can't protect from melee. We found that Yama will prioritize the player standing south or west of the boss, similarly to how Maiden works in Tom. Only the person with aggro will take chip damage through prayer. I recommend standing north or south to make the wave skips easier. When meleeing this phase, the only two special attacks you get are the orbs and the waves. We use Purging staff special attacks to kill the orbs because your special attack will be refunded, and it makes your next attack faster as long as you kill the orb. To make sure you are one-hitting the orbs, you need 20% mage damage bonus and Mark of Darkness active. With extra specs, you can Abbey Dagger spec Yama. The person on the north side won't take any melee hits and can save prayer if they want to, as long as the south side doesn't swap aggro by stepping back or rotating around the boss. While it seems like this is potentially worse DPS than the mage method, because you're losing hits on Yama to attack the orbs, this nets out to being between 3 to 4% better overall and easier mechanically in our experience. You don't need to change prayers at all during this and only need to react to the waves, which are easily skipped without losing a tactics. So yeah, I really like this method. I think it's a lot easier to manage and is generally better DPS because you're always going to full drain Yama's defense with Horn special attacks. The only concern you might have with this is chip damage being an issue during a rage. However, there are ways to deal with this by either swapping tanks kill to kill or by trading over food, which is what we ended up doing. Give this a try. At the end of the day, this is still very early on, so don't be afraid to try your own methods out. Alright, bye bye, thanks for watching, I hope this helped.